Hey everyone, Lone Wolf Jedi here, and this is a video response to Magus X1's video entitled Street Fighter Month. Why are you into Street Fighter and what got you into it? First of all, I'm going to say that I actually Wikipedia did this with Street Fighter because I don't remember the exact year I got into it. But I Wikipedia and found out that it came out in March of 1991, and I remember back at that time I was in the process of graduating from high school, and let's see, I think I was either coming home from high school, or actually could have been at the time I may have been I was coming home from one of my schools, either as my high school or when I was going to college that year, the following fall. But I know that I was coming home, and there was a 7-Eleven, and this is back when they had video game machines in 7-Elevens, and I remember one of them, it had Street Fighter 2, and I thought, hey, this looks like a really cool looking game, so I tried it, and that ever since then I've been a fan of Street Fighter, of the Street Fighter series. Um, Now, as for the character I started off with, I actually started off with Guile, and the reason why I did is because it had a list of all the moves of the characters, and to me, Guile had some of the most easiest ones to learn, and which is true. He did have some of the easiest moves to learn. I also switched to Chun-Li, mainly because it was like it's rare that at that time it was rare that you would see a female character in a video game altogether. When I first beat it, I actually first beat it with Chun-Li, and subsequently, I've tried all the other versions of Street Fighter. I enjoyed the Champion Edition, the addition of the boss characters, Balrog, Vega, Sagat, and Bison, or in Japan's case, some of those names were changed in the English version. As for the other versions of the game, I didn't really play much Hyper Fight because yeah, it was during the time I was like not going through a pretty good patch during my life at the time. Then when Super Street Fighter 2 came out, I thought, hey, this is a lot better than Street Fighter 2, and then introduced more characters. Then it took them a while. They finally came out with Street Fighter Alpha, and Street Fighter 3. Now, Magus, I'd have to agree with him on this one. The EX games, I didn't really like too much either. I thought they were just like sort of like a really crappy version of what's that game? Of Virtua Fighter, and I would have to say that since Street Fighter 2 came out, a lot of other game companies have had their own versions of Street Fighter, own versions of the game. Like for instance, Neo Geo had like various kinds. Most commonly are the Fatal Fury series and the King of Fighters series, and also the Samurai Showdown games. And by the way, Magnus, that character you're talking about in Samurai Spirits, Samurai Showdown, Samurai Spirits, that resembles Ryu is Haomaru. He's that samurai guy with a sword, but that's his name, Haomaru. Also, now I remember some of the other companies, they came out with all different kinds, and some of them actually, from what I remember, I believe Data East got a little got into a little not financial legal trouble with Capcom, and for one of their games, I believe it was Fighter's History. Yeah, Fighter's History, and it was like, I guess they ripped off too much, or try to be an exact replica of Street Fighter. I'm not really sure about that, but see here. Eventually, actually moved on. The reason why I chose to use Guile and Tony, like I said earlier, because their moves were easier to use. I eventually did end up moving on up to being to the characters such as Cannon View and also Zangief. His is probably one of the most hardest moves to do, which is that big old spinning pile driver. That was a pretty hard move to do. As for the best, whenever I went to an arcade, I remember all the Street Fighter machines were just, because the arcade that was near where I was living at the time had like about 4 or 5 machines, and every one of them was had just people all around it. As for other aspects of the game, I'm actually looking forward to Street Fighter 4 coming out. I would love to see. Unfortunately, I don't have the system. Any one of the systems that's coming out for, mainly because the financial troubles I have and other things. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing it, and hopefully I'll be able to afford a system where I can get this game. I just hope that you can see a whole lot more of the original characters and a good mix of the newer characters. Now I have to say there were some in the first in the later games that were to me not very good characters. I believe one of them is that character Rose. That didn't really seem too good in my opinion. One of the better ones is the female version of Ryu, and that will be Sakura. Let's see if I can remember correctly some of these other characters. Well, Akuma has always been one of the perennial great characters in the game. He's like the bad guy, all that. But yeah, I'm not going to say that this game I'm looking forward to coming out. I just hope that hopefully I understand that Magus is going to have a panel discussion on Street Fighter. Hopefully he'll let me be a part of the panel. I mean, I do have him on my Skype friends list, and I believe he has me. I'm not really sure about that, but I've actually, he's actually called me once. I just hope that he does end up calling me, and we can arrange a way for this to happen. The Street Fighter panel, because I would like to chime in on my feelings about this upcoming release. So, hopefully that this clears the air on how I am about this game, and this is how I feel about it. And with that, this is Lone Jedi saying thank you.